There we go.
Hey, we are live. Hey, everybody. Hopefully, I don't know if anyone's waiting.
Long time no see, guys.
Yes,
Here we go.
it's
Greg,
been an eternity.
4 people already. Thank you, everyone who's been waiting. Let me know in the comments. I can view them. The iPad is down here, so if you see me looking down a lot, it's the iPad.
Yeah, I would just put in the on here because I have YouTube on my TV right now, so I'm just gonna.
Adam, I see you,
Let's
Adam.
go. Let's go ahead.
Who's that Thirsty Thursday Toys? I don't know that guy.
Oh, look at that handsome boy with the skeleton on his closet.
Hey.
Yeah, what? What is happening over there?
Yeah, so what happened is that was Mom's skeleton from when she was a school teacher. She used to teach science. So basically, she would have this giant skeleton, which is like Halloween decoration, that she used to when we were studying like bones and stuff like that, name the parts of the skeleton. And when mom finished school, I was like, Mom, I want that skeleton. And he actually has a name. His name is George.
George. See, when I thought you were just gonna end the sentence, you're like, "This is Mom's skeleton."
Yeah.
So
no.
she's just chilling.
She's just chilling in the afterlife.
5 people. Let's get the intro out of the way. Hey everybody, this is Kajime Addict, your host, bringing you another live stream because these are going to be more regular. I'm a little sick and stuffed up right now, so if I go mute and the camera goes off, I'm blowing my nose. But we're here live. I'm here with my very good friends Christian, Greg, and Adam. Thirsty Thursday Toys. I don't know which way. Hey,
I got it. Yeah.
Adrian, how's it going, man? How's it going? Good to see you. Thank you for coming out, dude. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
This is going to be part 1 of a 2-part G-Fest stream. 2 parts in the way of different guests. So this is kind of like I have a Facebook Messenger group of boys. This is some of them. And then Monday, tentatively, I have the Instagram group of boys with which will be fun, which you've already seen. That's Matt, Joseph, Ian, and then we might have Corey as well. He sounds like he's going to be hopefully available. And Adam's also a part of that group, so you'll probably see Adam towards the end.
Maybe I might be back. We'll see.
Maybe.
I'll be back.
Invade the
we want to make sure everyone gets a chance to talk about G-Fest because there is a lot to talk about, but we've only have so much time. So,
yeah.
G-Fest 28 was already a week ago already, which is super crazy to think about.
It's crazy.
A lot of stuff happened. A lot of good stuff. Some partying, some sleeping at weird random hours, a lot of drinking, a lot of drinking.
Some throwing up.
A little bit.
A little bit. Little bit of throwing up, but a lot of memories and a lot of brand new how are you? I'm, a lot of greetings with people that weren't there last year and weren't at AMA this year for Adam and I, who we both went late nights, early morning. Yeah, no kidding. Those first 2 nights, I only got 2 hours of sleep between both. I slept an hour each, so no wonder I'm a little sick.
Yeah, I was missing like 2 full days worth of sleep after all was said.
Okay, so basically, when you guys left, that I was the only one at the hotel. I used all of my days to sleep. To sleep. I didn't want to do anything. The last day before leaving, a friend of mine from school actually called me, and she was like, "You want to hang out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." But it was last night, and I was like,
"Teal, hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Teal,
thanks for stopping out, man. Thanks. Cheers to everyone watching in the chat. The 6 wonderful people.
Here.
Thank you so much.
Here.
Yeah.
So to kind of what you were saying, Tanner, I think that was one of my favorite things about this year is I knew coming in, I knew I was going to see you guys, and that's exciting in its own thing. But then all these new people that weren't there last year or that I didn't even know last year and I've just sort of met since then,
Yep.
So then it's like adding a whole new like crowd of people. Like, wow, look at this like other 20 people that now know.
Yeah.
I second what Greg did, because I mean, I have seen Christine. I have spoken with Christine through Facebook, never in person. And I remember when I arrived first day, I was heading back. I was coming down from my room, and she was there, and she didn't know that I was already there. And I just went to her, like, she went like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "Excuse me, miss." And she goes like, "Oh my God, it's Christian! Oh my God, it's Christian!" So it's like, yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Also, I met Rick Esso from Fresh Vinyl Reviews, and it's like, it was awesome meeting him in person. Completely different from what I thought, because I have heard some stories about him, and you know, it was like this awesome dude that when he went to the model room to like see my customs, he was like, "Those are actually pretty dope," and I'm like,
yeah. Rich was in Rich mode and not Fresh Vinyl mode, but he is in either mode. Rich is a wonderful human being to be around.
Yes, indeed.
Octil, it was awesome meeting you as well. Since you're here, it was a pleasure getting to talk and hang out. It's been a blast. G-Fest has been a blast, and we're gonna try to keep this about 2 hours or less is what I would like to do.
That's impossible.
We'll
try.
We'll try, but don't make a bet on it. Don't make a bet on it.
Don't make a bet. The last time I said the last live stream was going to be under an hour. Pleasure was, oh, dude, you're awesome. The last time, we said it ended up being 4 hours of absolute drunken chaos by the end.
Nice.
But G-Fest 28, the real, in my opinion, and maybe you three can also agree, the true return of G-Fest, seeing as we had the extra 1,000 to, I would even say 3,000 people that didn't attend last year. We have 8 people now watching. Thank you guys. Let me know who's all not watching. We'd love to say hi. It was the true return to form. We had everyone, or mostly everyone, in the collecting universe that wasn't there 2022 was here this year, and it was wild.
Yeah, there were so many people who, like, you know, I met for the first time who weren't there last year.
Yep.
Yeah. And the walking up and being like, oh, it's, you know, I mean, this happened to Adam and I quite a bit. Well, we're not even going to talk about all the Collect All Monsters people that we recognized and bumped into. Just from YouTube alone, there was a lot of your Thirsty Thursday toys, or your Kaiju Me Addict, or, you know, the many.
I mean, in my case, it also happened because I don't know if you know this YouTuber called Louis Duran. So basically, I bumped into him, and it was such a huge honor because that's one, obviously, besides you guys as well. That's one of the other YouTubers that I have been, you know, following for a long time. And I learned something from him, which is that he's half Puerto Rican by his mom's side.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
Good.
So basically, when he asked me, "Where are you from?" and it's like, "I'm from Puerto Rico," and he goes like, "What?" And he used to come to Puerto Rico when he was a little bit like last year. Actually, he was in Puerto Rico, and I met him and I met his brother. He speaks in full English, but he understands Spanish. However, his brother is the one who speaks Spanish. And it was such an amazing experience, you know, not only to meet, as you said, some of these YouTubers that we have followed and we know from the collecting universe. Like last year, it was Matt from Monstrosities, and you know, it's Steven from Steven Toy Reviews. I mean, it's just an amazing experience just to meet all of these persons on G-Fest.
And there were people saying like it was like meeting celebrities.
Yep.
Like just people in the group that we've been seeing for years. just talking to on the group, seeing their posts, seeing their box days and all this. Now, like, they're here in front of you in person, and it's like a celebrity.
Yep.
Greg, is there someone you met this year that you didn't expect, or maybe it was a surprise?
I don't know. Like, it's interesting. I met a few people who, like, I didn't know of at all before. Like, actual just random, I don't know you, but we start talking, and then just that was enough to, like, oh, let's add each other. We'll just keep talking after this.
Yep.
But, like, I was really surprised at how approachable, like, Christine and Kyle,
yep,
and the whole group were. I don't know what I guess I'd expected. Like, not anything bad. I didn't think they were gonna, like, shun us all or whatever. But, like,
yep.
it was just shocking at how, like, you know, there's one point where, like, I walk up to David and he says something to me before I have a chance to say something to him, and I was like, oh, yes, I know you. You know me. We just know each other. That's just a thing.
Yeah, like the Spider-Man meme, like, I know you!
Yep. The Collectall, all of the Collectall Monsters, Monster Collector, our main host, and the wonderful Ryan, Nick, Jonathan, Lou, all of them, super, super easy to talk to.
Yep.
You know, Adam used the term celebrity, which is a good way to describe the first meeting. Like, that's definitely, even going in through my head, knowing that talking to Kyle, Christine, and David, it's like, it's not going to be that experience because I know how they're going to treat me back. It's literally going to just be like greeting old friends. The first moments were like that, but the second I started talking to them, it just dropped immediately.
Yeah.
Because for Adam and I, it was when we met. I guess I can't speak for Adam on Christine, but I met Christine at her birthday dinner Thursday night, and we just ended up going to dinner at the same time at the same place, and they invited us down to sit down and talk, and that dinner turned into a wild few hours. Adam and I were moving desks, we were moving chairs, but it was so much fun, but it just felt like it was more of a friends gathering or a family gathering than, oh, these are big time celebrities. The hospitality of a lot of people in the community in general is just like very level headed. Like, there's not a lot of ego, or if it is, it's like how to put it? It's correctly used. It's not just like I'm the top of the universe. It's like I know what I'm doing. You know, I've done a lot in the community, but then I use that in a positive way to help other people. And I feel like especially Kyle, David, Christine, Jonathan, Nick, Lou, Ryan Wilhelm, they all are well known in the community. And even more people than that. That's just talking about Cam specifically, and Leslie and John, you know, who wasn't here this year. They all have that just really bring it in and hug vibe, which, you know, getting a hug from Ryan Wilhelm was awesome. I finally got the Wilhelm hug. You guys did as well, right?
Yeah.
The trademark hug. Yeah. He's Ryan.
It cracked me up is that I had bought something off. I bought the Sargerushi to pick up from him, and I totally forgot about it. I guess he could have just ripped me off. But and I was supposed to pick it up from him, and I walked over to Toku Toy Town table, and he and Jay are back there. And before I have a chance to even like say, "Hey, how are you doing?" Jay yells at Ryan, and he's like, "Oh, Greg's here!" And then Ryan goes running, and I'm like, "What did I do?" He comes back a few minutes later with a box, and I still at this point have no recollection of buying anything from him. And he's just like, "Here," and I'm like, "Why are you giving me a box?"
Yeah, I mean, that was it was the same with me with Kyle. When I met Kyle, like, I remember that I was going with Adam and Tanner to see Kyle because Adam wanted to grab his things that he purchased from Kyle. Yeah. And I remember that he goes and he's like, "Oh, are you Christian? You're the one from Puerto Rico? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, oh, that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
And this is, I know we're going to talk about the panel at some point, but
Yeah.
As in
100%.
the Collect All Monsters hosts just recognizing everybody and knowing everyone's name and little bits about them. You're from Puerto Rico. You do the drinks. You do these kind of reviews and all that kind of stuff was incredible to see. Like during the panel when they're like calling it, then they're pointing out audience members. Oh, and I'm glad you're here. And oh, did you find that figure you're looking for? And they knew so much, and that was one of the most incredible things. To see that how well they know the community.
Yeah, because they're like genuine. Like you can see that they're really genuine. That they really care, because it's not like these other groups, like not talking smack about our other groups, but it's like when you're in other groups, it's like there's not that attention to detail. There's not that genuine feeling of like community that, for example, our group has. And by our group, I mean the whole Collect All Monsters group, because I've been in other Godzilla groups, and I have never, I have never been in such a group that it's very genuine, that it's very welcoming, that motivates you to do other things, that motivates you to like say hi, not be afraid, like the humble nature of each and every one of the members, not only the admins, not only the hosts, like everybody in general. Like it's a family. It's like, even though we're meeting for the first time, many of us are meeting for the first time, it still feels like we have known each other from a long time, like we're almost family.
Yeah. I noticed that even besides G-Fest, just being in the group, and you'll see somebody comment, I've got this today, and you're thinking like, hey, I knew they've wanted that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if they didn't tell me specifically, I saw months and months ago they posted about it, and then you remember that, and you just start to kind of get to know everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, Greg, you have me trained now. I see Jet Jaguar. I'm like, do you have this?
Yeah. It's like Adam and me. That what happened yesterday. I don't know if any of you guys know. It was that I was browsing through Instagram, and I saw Rip City Kaiju published that he had the Marmot 98 on his store. And I'm like, I take a screenshot and I go to Adam and I say, Adam, what you think? Do I do it or do I don't do it? And he's like, I don't know, because Adam knows that that's one of my Grail figures that I want is the Marmot 98. And I'm like, Adam, what do I do?
Yeah.
So what did you end up doing?
I just ended, like, I decided not to. I mean, if by next paycheck it's still there, then I'm gonna buy it. If not, then I'll just continue my search later on, because I noticed that there was one at G-Fest and I didn't see it, and I was like, I saw that somebody posted a picture of it, and I'm like,
yeah, I mean, I saw one at AMA, so they're around, they're out there. It might take a while, but yeah.
Because I have seen the babies, I have seen them, and I'm like, yeah, but the one I want is the big one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's G-Fest is just, and it's not just within the Collect All Monsters group. For me, it's all or a lot of the Facebook groups, because I'm in 90% of them, 80% of them.
Yeah,
it just helps that Cam is a good starting point, and then you start to notice it throughout the groups. But it's the camaraderie and the inclusiveness for the most part in our community of the Godzilla, not even the Godzilla community, that I would say tokusatsu, even though I know it kind of it's a loose term because Star Wars is technically tokusatsu, but is the overarching of like Ultraman, the kaiju genre. Let's leave it at that. The kaiju genre and Kamen Rider genres are really inclusive and very, very humbling to be a part of them and be able to meet all of just my 3 friends here with me talking here. And, the more that are in the group that weren't able to be here tonight, it's an honor. And the fact that I've been able to get so close to so many people has been a wonderful experience. Octeal Cam is really one of the most beautiful communities I've ever been a part of. G-Fest itself was pure magic on so many levels.
Yeah.
It took the words out of my mouth and made it even better. That the pure magic. Yeah, it's G-Fest next year. I can't say details, but there's a lot of strings and stuff happening already for There's things planning for G-Fest for next year that happened at this G-Fair.
At this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just between a few people here and not here, because I've got other things that I'm working on that I can't talk about.
Don't spoil.
But there's other things as well. Winky face, Adam.
Wink.
That I can't wait to share when the time comes. But that's the thing about G-Fest. I've been to 5 personally, and they've just gotten better and better and better and better and better. And the one thing I've noticed that makes them better is when you're interacting with people more.
Yep.
That's the one thing. Not my budget, not the halls. It's always been the interactive. The more I'm with people and talking with people, the better the G-Fest experience overall is personally for me. And I think the 3 gentlemen here are wonderful 8 people watching who, if all 3 were at G-Fest, probably could agree. When you're at G-Fest, the best thing personally, just talk to people. Even if you don't know anyone, even if you're not in Facebook groups, just being in like the dealer's room line, especially if you go early, like Adam and I, where we went at 5 a.m. If you wake up early and there's people in line, just chat to people. 99% of those people will sit there and talk to you, because that's what we did last year. It was a group of us sitting there, and then we had a few groups behind us, and we all eventually kind of conversated. Yeah,
and it helps the time go by, and you have a new friend at the end, and like oh, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? And then you find them later, and you're like, oh, did you find the thing?
Yep.
I remember I met Robert Moreno a bunch of years back, waiting in line for Artist Alley. And then, he's talking about photography and tattoos. I think that's how it started. I saw someone's tattoo, and we're talking about that. And then friends, and yes, absolutely talk to people.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I'm going to use Tanner's transition, what he spoke about the experiences and sharing with people as a perfect transition. So basically, you guys already know that originally I wasn't going to come to G-Fest this year. I was planning on coming next year, but it was basically because of you guys, especially Greg and Adam and Tanner as well, who said, come on, Christian, it's not the same. You have to come. And it's like, guys, I know, but, and it's like you said, it's the experience. This is my second G-Fest. And I already believe that it was way better than the first one. And you never forget your first one, because, it's, like I said, the first one. But it's basically the experiences of, like Greg said, caring. Like, we were together in the group. Like, this year we were playing. Like, one of the highlights for me was waiting in the dealer's room the first day and playing Adam's card game. Like, that was the best thing ever. Like, I took a picture. One of the first pictures that I took was us playing the card game. And it was something. It was something so much amazing that and also like Tanner said, it's sharing with people. Like when I went the first time, which is when I met you guys, I was kind of shy. But then as soon as you welcomed me, you showed me that that I could speak to you, that like Tanner said, that camaraderie. So that's when we became really good friends. Like I remember when Adam and I met, that I said to Adam, I'm a paleontologist, and Aaron goes like, wait, what? Like, what? No. And you know, and it was the same with Tanner as well, because I remember that when I saw Tanner, it's like, oh my God, you're kaiju biotic! You're kaiju biotic!
Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. And just for context, the card game that Christian here mentioned that Adam did, he bought a ton of blank Cards Against Humanity cards, crossed off humanity, wrote kaiju, so it's Cards Against Kaiju, and the bulk of it, or well, I guess now it's probably about 50-50. The first night deck, Adam spent a lot of time writing down kaiju references and stuff, all relating to everything in the community, movies, people, and then throughout G-Fest, we all kind of wrote our own cards as we went. Kaiju Cream. Do we have a Kaiju Cream card? Adam, do we make one? Yes, we did.
Kaiju
okay,
Cream?
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yes, we made one.
I gotta.
We had to. That was the dealer's room, like, desire of everyone that first day. Everyone, people I didn't even know were like, Kaiju Cream, Kaiju Cream, Kaiju Cream. And it's just like everyone wants one.
Yeah, I messed up. I was gonna get one. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know which color. I'll get the original version. I know that's gonna be like later, and then it sold out in like minutes. And I'm like, oh yeah. So when this goes live online, it's gonna go. Like, I should have just picked up one there.
That is so. These guys kind of know. Adam definitely knows. So I didn't have a budget this year at G-Fest because something I was supposed to get before G-Fest to help with a little bit of budget, some investments with my last job that I don't have anymore came back. And I got that money, so now I've got a little bit of spending money to get some stuff to kind of help with that. One thing I'm putting money away for, and the thing I probably look forward to the most this year when it comes to pre-orders, is not a Shin Godzilla figure. It is probably another release of Kaiju Cream. If there's going to be a Halloween edition of it, especially Winky Face, that's what I'm looking forward to. But that's one of the things I'm going to be holding out the most for, is one of those Kaiju Creams. Because after getting Ryan Wilhelm I helped him get his, because me and our friend Larry were first in line. I got Ryan his because he was helping out Toku Toy Town, so he didn't want to rush before people could, get in. So I helped him, and after just holding it, yep. Oh, okay. So Octil, you're gonna be. I know you told us at G-Fest. I just didn't know if that was something you had public, so I don't want to say, that's what I was looking for if you didn't know. But yes, very excited for that, the Halloween edition, which will be beautiful, beautiful limited. So, but now that we're talking about the dealer's room, whether you have it with you or not, what is I'm going to limit it to one thing so we don't use up too much time. Oh no, I didn't mean to break it, dude. I apologize. I apologize, man. I just wanted to hint. Pumpkin spice, bro. Adam, that's a good idea. I'm so sorry, Actil. I didn't mean to blurt. I'm normally pretty good with that. I apologize. Let's get to this so I can blow my nose quick. What's the one thing you got at G-Fest? Your favorite thing you got at G-Fest? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a figure. If it was art. Thank you, man. We're so excited about it too. What's the one thing? And in the comments too. Let us know in the comments for everyone watching. What's the one thing you got at G-Fest?
Like physical thing.
Yeah, physical thing. What's the one thing, like dealer's room or vendor's room or
fellow collectors?
Yeah. What's the one item you got at G-Fest? Your most prized thing you got? I'll be right back. I gotta blow my nose.
The friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The one figure. How about that?
Man, you're making me. You're making me torture myself trying to choose. Man, it's not fair.
To narrow it down, that's the challenge.
To narrow it down, I mean, obviously, it would have to be this guy right here, which is
I was gonna say, I know
basically.
what yours is.
Yeah, I know. Adam knows what mine is. I mean, it's
I've
like
got
I modeled it. I showed it around last time, so it was like for me, it would have to be this big boy right here, which is the Omega Beast Alpha Kaiju Godzilla 2019/2021, the normal version. So basically, the
I got a
gist
photo
about
for it
this,
for you.
yeah,
There it
yeah.
is.
Yes, I mean, yeah, basically. That's basically like all of you guys were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So basically, the gist of this is that I was downstairs waiting for TJ's autograph when I bumped into Andrew Wong, also known as G Forever. And I was like, huge fan, and we started speaking. And then what happened was that I knew that G Forever had his room, like the Omega Beast room, but I didn't think that he was going to sell some of the products there because basically, you would only think that they would just bring the stuff just to so that everybody could see it and that's it. So basically, the gist of this was that I was speaking with him regarding the Gamera set, and he was like, I was like explaining to him that I couldn't like pre-order it from Big Bad Toy Store and any other retailers because it sold out like really quickly. So what happened was that I asked him, "Is there any other way that I could like, purchase the set or any other website?" And he goes
Oh,
like,
awesome.
"Oh,"
That Kaiju party.
and we're like, "Oh, we're selling some at the room," and I'm like, "What?" And he goes like, "Yeah, we have some stuff for sale on the room." And I rushed down there as fast as I could, and I told Adam, "Adam, they're selling the Gamera set along other
I was
things."
like,
And
If I
it's
had a
like,
budget, I would have bought one of the Shin Godzillas, by the way.
yeah,
How long is going for? It is going for about, we're going to try to keep it under 2 hours. But Adam and I are both partaking in alcohol, and if you guys have familiar with my live streams, or Adam and I's live streams, since all my live streams have had Adam in them so far, sometimes they go longer, but this will still be posted to YouTube, so it's going to be here, and then it'll immediately be posted to YouTube forever. So if you have to leave midway through, you can always come back and watch it. It'll be here finally. So yep, it won't go away. So Christian, yeah, it was a surprise they were selling stuff. Yes, I saw the page as well. I thought that was just a pre-order list, and then it was like, we have this here, we have this here, we have this here, and I was
mhm.
like, oh,
Hey, so I told you guys before we started this. This is why I'm like this. I just got off work. Like
yeah,
I walked through the door and set my stuff up. I'm still gonna leave my camera going. I'm gonna run and get a drink and stuff, and I'll be right
okay,
back. I'll grab my G-Fest thing too, so it's
yeah.
I'll tie it together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Adam, if you wanna, Adam and I can go if you don't get back in time or get done before us. Great. Adam, what was the one thing? I'm almost 100% sure I know
What
it
color
is.
is the one thing?
It's blue.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
This
This
is so still like out of all the amazing things there, and I definitely picked up a ton of stuff. I mean, I got this thing and I painted it, but this of all the things I got, this is the thing that I got that I was hunting for the longest. It's a little baby Godzilla candy toy. I had it as a kid in silver, or a capsule figure, I think, and I sold it. And that's before like I painted up my figures, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that it's one solid color. I want to paint it up. And then I sold it, and I regretted it. And I've never seen one for sale since. I've been hunting for, I don't know, 20 years or something.
Wow.
And like the second table I went to in the dealer's room, they had this like little bucket, and this was like sitting right on top. I'm like, here it is. How much? And she's like, $1. I'm like, okay, yep, done.
That was
and I almost went back to the room, and I was like, that's it. That's all I need. I mean, I did nice.
Yeah, whoa,
sorry.
That was the one across from Showcase, right?
Wow.
That first one on the corner, that was across from
it was across from the G-Fans helping G-Fans.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The G-Fans helping G-Fans and M1 and US Toys. Yep. Okay. So I was there at the beginning of it. I saw you pick it out. Okay. So that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's to find something on your list. This was like a bucket list figure. Now I can check it off. It's nice.
Yeah, I got some bucket lists also, like from the list. Mainly, like I said, my main highlight was the Omega Beast Godzilla. But I also got the Gamera set as well. I actually had some Jurassic stuff as well that I never knew that they were gonna be there, like for ridiculous prices, like in the good way. And it's like toys from my childhood. Like, I mean, I already know that I showed, but this one is very special for me because this is basically one of my first Jurassic Park toys that mom and dad bought me when I was like 4 years old. And like to finally see this in person and remember when you used to have this and how much you used to play with it. I mean, it was amazing. And I remember also walking through the tables and like searching for stuff, not only for me, but for you guys. Because I remember that I was like every time asking, what are you guys searching for? What are you guys searching for? I can help you. I can help you. What are you searching for? And it's like, it was fun. It was really fun. I mean, this year I didn't take a lot of photos on the like from the dealer's room because I just focused on enjoying myself, being with you guys instead of like taking photographs and not speaking to anybody. Like I just wanted to be like as chill as possible, and especially with Adam. Crazy thing is, Adam, I don't think that's the only thing from your checklist or something that you didn't imagine that you were gonna get as well. Wink,
Oh
wink.
yeah, no, I mean we'll come to that because I think Tanner, it sounds like you are holding your number one.
I am. So I kind of had to think about it. I have this Gothic Godzilla that's definitely high on the list because J Key of Tempting Toys, not Tempting Toys, G Mini Christmas, Toku Toy Town. Jay, please don't hurt me. Of Toku Toy Town. He gave me this for a good deal. But the thing that I'm taking away the most from this G-Fest that I appreciate the most is something that I was expecting to get to begin with. And that was, if you guys know, in the Collecto Monsters group, they have Alex, how do I say it? Murdoch, yep. Murdoch. He makes these beautiful like 3 to 4 inch sculptures, which I found out he does a lot of different kaijus. His dad was running a whole table for him. I wish I could have gotten more because they were absolutely beautiful. He had a storyboard Godzilla. I should send him a message actually to see if I can't order one. But this is the second version of the G-Fantas figure. It's glow in the dark. It's a different color, limited, G-Fest exclusive. Kamigon. Yep, Kamigon. I wasn't expecting to get this because I have the first one, and I wanted to make sure that people who couldn't get the first one could get this one. But I was assured that there's a little bit more with these, so I decided to double dip. And then, of course, because mostly everyone was there Sunday at the panel, I have it signed by almost everyone. Almost everyone. I'm missing Leslie and John Ruffin's signatures. John wasn't there. Leslie had to leave early Sunday morning, so I didn't get his. But we have Kyle's, Christine, David's, we have Ryan, Nick, and Jonathan's signatures all on here. Don't have Luz either. Dang it. So there's 3 people I'm missing. So, but this will be a tradition for me at every G-Fest. I already talked to Kyle about it. If there's a coming on at G-Fest, every year I will seek them out and get as many of them to sign it every single year, as long as it's different. And I'm not going to bring the old ones with me. This is going to show the time, so I can say this is Sunday, G-Fest 2023, because Leslie and John's signatures aren't on here, and it'll be like that forever.
A little time capsule.
He is going to get removed. I have decided I'm going to remove him from his bag. I just haven't done it yet because I haven't decided. I want it to be special. I probably want to do like a cam stream with it because I just feel like I have to do it in camp. I don't feel like I have to, but I want to myself to do it in cam. Octeal, a few Grails, yes, and then Awesome Daikaiju Party. He wants us to keep all of our stuff on the screen. Christian, you want to put your Velociraptor back on the screen? That's
Sure.
Awesome Daikaiju Party is requesting that. Love that you have it. I'm waiting for them to drop a Safubi version. Octeal.
Yeah.
The second that there's a Safubi version of this coming on, you bet your ass I'll be first in line.
I have to get one because I couldn't.
Yeah, I definitely recommend, if you guys aren't a part of the Facebook group, Collecto Monster Collectors, go join the group and watch out. Kyle and them make a big post when they're doing a drop of these. There's only been 2 so far. Recommend picking up at least one version of it. These are beautifully. We've got 10 people watching right now.
Nice.
I'll just want to say this because I see it flutters a little bit. If we can keep 10 people for the next 8 minutes, something special is going to happen. That's all I'm going to say. Because anyone who's seen my live streams know that there's always some sort of hidden thing if we hit a certain amount of things with the video or with the live streams. If we can keep 10 consecutive viewers for 8 minutes, something special for you guys and something painful for me is going to happen.
Or 10 likes? Was that a thing?
We don't need to worry about likes on this one. Just views.
Tiger Raptor approves.
But while we wait, Greg, what is your Grail piece from G-Fest this year?
Pretty
I think I know what it
easy
is.
choice. And I got a lot of cool stuff. This was easily my biggest. I said it in the group. I think my biggest single day haul of my life. Although, in hindsight, I had got the Mysterians, and that was awesome. And they had the Shobijin there too, and I passed it up, and I actually came back, and I was gonna get it. And I was like, "Here I come for it," and it was gone. But
yeah.
My big thing, literally, is this guy, and I love having him, and I still don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
He's wonderful. Greg.
It's so heavy that I'm afraid to put him more than like inches off the ground. It's just entirely solid. And yeah, he's stayed since I got home. He's just laying in my luggage still, just bubble wrapped and everything, because I don't know where his home is gonna be yet.
Hey, Greg, do you want to explain where that's from?
Ah.
To shout out another wonderful collector in the community.
People that I met at G-Fest, actually, this was designed and made, painted, and brought to me by the lovely Marcellus Winters.
Whoop, whoop.
Who is
Awesome gentleman.
As far as I'm concerned, he is one of the best kaiju modelers that exists right now.
Yeah.
And he's new. Literally started last year, blew up at G-Fest, and now he's like, his work. If you guys were at G-Fest and you went down to the modelers room, especially it was this year specifically, when you walk in on the left side with all the X Plus / model kit dioramas on the side, like the Godzilla versus Gigan, the Mechagodzilla / Terror Mechagodzilla display, the Mechagodzilla hangar base, the 2 giant custom-made Titanosauruses that were there, and the Jet Jaguar that Greg is holding were all by him.
Yeah. He made that. I'm sure you guys saw it. There was the smaller scale one too, like 25 or 30, and it had battle damage. And as soon as I saw that, I said, "Well, I want a battle damage one."
Are you gonna get a second one too then?
I will probably get that smaller scale too.
You can't go wrong with getting 2 Jet Jaguars because he changes size. So you can just be like Godzilla Unleashed, like giant version, and then the battle damage one is the normal.
I thought about now. I have so many doing like a display or like a picture where like I start at my smallest one and make it like the growth thing all the way to the biggest one.
Greg, that would be. We can lightly swear in the stream. Badass. Please do that. Please. I would love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, now that we're speaking about model rooms, I want to give a huge shout out. Obviously, besides you guys, which motivated me, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Christine, which actually motivated me along with TJ when I showed him my custom SH Monster Arts 2021. This year at G-Fest, I was right beside Marcella's table. So this year also was the first year that I decided to show some of my customs over at the model room. And it was a very amazing experience having little kids like going to the table, like running to the table and seeing the custom Godzilla with the 3D printed head, seeing the custom Playmates, seeing the Funko Mothra that everybody
is beautiful.
I think that the most custom that got the most attention, obviously besides the Godzilla signed by TJ, was Mothra. And then the NECA Godzilla 94. Because like people were going nuts for Mothra.
You did the way it should have came out.
Yeah. And I mean, that was just like, I know, like I didn't enter my customs to win. I just entered it so like TJ said, so that everybody could see my art, so that, you know, everybody would continue to see my art and I continue to show my art to the world. And it was a bit like, for me, that was better than like having you guys' support, taking pictures of my custom. For me, that was better than any hole at G-Fest. Like for me personally.
Johnny has a comment here for Greg. Imagine having 5 or 6 smaller Jet Jaguars in a row, so it looks like a shadow trail of them growing in sequence.
Yeah.
That would be great. Mark Rodriguez, excuse me. Sorry, Mark. Glad y'all got to experience TJ because he's the best. I've had a chance to hang out with him for a weekend twice in the last 2 years.
Wow.
So I didn't actually get any signatures this year, but TJ was on Adam and I's room. We were in the Premier Tower, and TJ was located on that side. So on the last day, he was coming back from going to his lunch, and I actually got to sit in the elevator with him for a few minutes and talk to him because we kept kind of just messing with the keys a little bit. And he was such a sweetheart. I hope the next time he's at a convention that I'm actually able to pay for a signature and a photo because he was awesome. Yeah. Awesome Daikaiju. I do not like the X Plus figures because they're way too big and too damn expensive. So Bandai is my cup of tea. Completely okay, man. That's a lot of collectors. Bandai's are perfect, especially for the most part. Bandai lately, besides the last 2 releases of Mothra and Monster X, have been on a pretty high note. But if you're a customizer, I mean, that doesn't really matter anyways because you can just customize them. But yeah, Bandai's are great. They're not my cup of tea anymore. Safubi and X Pluses, especially the Gigantics, are the way to go for me personally. That's just what makes my heart sing. But that's the great part about the community is that there's so many different types of figures.
Yep.
And they're all different price ranges that there is something for everyone. And that to me is great. Especially now that Bandai is going to be sold possibly more than just online in the US. There's a rumor that some of them might be retail as well. And I don't know where retail, but you know,
I
kind of
kind of
happened with
imagine like specialty shops, like comic shops and stuff.
yeah, which they kind of already are, but they're going to be cheaper because Amazon now has them for retail. We are at 50 minutes, and we're at 11 viewers, and we did not drop below 10 viewers at all. So for the 11 people that are here,
Oh boy.
and I know 12 people now, and a few people that have been to these live streams before, whether haven't commented or not, you know, I'm the hot sauce guy. And I normally induce hot sauce related things to myself because I like suffering for some reason. We glitched out there for a second on the iPad. So I'm a hot sauce guy. I have most of the Jade City hot sauces, and that's definitely not relating to next year. So we met the goal. I'm going to do a hot sauce for you guys.
Oh boy.
My 3 co-hosts, Greg and I are not brothers, but yeah, we do look very similar. That's not the first time I've heard that. Greg, have you been told that? Because I've heard that like twice.
I've heard that every single time I talk to Jay.
That's where I've heard it from. Because I think Jay said it like 5 times.
Yeah. I think even
way more intense.
Facebook posted about it.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, you did. So quickly, actually, let's get. I wish I had Da Bomb, Johnny. If I had Da Bomb, I'd do it. But I actually have the Godzilla hot sauces, which are kind of similar. We're gonna get on to our next G-Fest topic, and then I'm gonna suffer while these guys are talking. So, talked about Dealer's Room. We talked about meeting people. We talked about kind of just the overall understanding of G-Fest. Shoot. Adam, I had a few more ideas, and now they're blanking on me because now I'm shaking.
I'm just hoping that at some point I can get to a convention where Johnny has a table because I want some of those prints. Have you seen them on Instagram? And then the ones that the co-host had?
Yes.
Those were awesome.
Yes. I would love, Johnny, you got to get to a given. You can't do G-Fest unless something changes next year.
All Monsters Attack.
Can. All Monsters Attack, yeah. Please, because your art is wonderful. I would love to get some of those pieces in my collection room. My walls for the Gigantics need to be filled somehow. Adam, think of a topic.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, Christian was talking about, meeting TJ Storm. So I think I think every single one of us got some kind of autograph and interaction with one of the guests there. So I know, Christian, you were talking about TJ Storm and the things that you got autographed. You want to go a little more in depth with those?
Oh boy, putting me on the spot. Okay,
I can start if you want.
No. That's okay. Let me just go ahead and grab this. Pardon the mess. It's just that I have a lot of stuff, so please bear with me. Okay.
I guess I don't want to talk today. We're doing the Orga sauce.
The Orga sauce. Oh boy.
This is the hottest one, in my opinion. This one hurts. Not me. This is my first. So next year will be your first one. Cool.
Okay. So basically, I got an autograph photo from TJ. It was the poster of Godzilla with Millie Bobby Brown. And he signed it, and then he did the little katakana, and then he put on Godzilla's mouth, he put the atomic breath, but with my name on it, and it's I see what you did there. And for me, which was the highlight, was this. When he signed my copy of Aftershock and said, "Christian, keep bringing your art to the world." That was oh my God. So that was just amazing. And obviously, like I said, my custom SH Monster arts as well, with TJ's signature, he did the katakana on the tail, and then on the feet he wrote the initials as best he could, because he was this guy is bumpy. And I remember that he overheard that I was from Puerto Rico, because I also got a signature from Don Fry, awesome human being as well, from my favorite Godzilla film, Final Wars. And I was speaking with Don Fry, and then he looked at me. TJ looked at me, and he said, "So you're from Puerto Rico, and you flew 9 hours just to get here?" And I'm like, "Yep." And then when I got to his table, I was like, huge fan, huge fan. Like I showed him the customs, some of my customs besides the SH Monster Arts one, and he goes like, "Dude, those look dope." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm still kind of amateur." And he goes like, "No, you're not. You're getting out of the amateur level." And I'm like, "Oh, stop it, you." And he was like, you have a piece of art here. Like your work is art, and definitely you can continue to do that." And like I said earlier, it was also thanks to him, because I told him about Christine's idea to show the customs, and he goes like, "Yeah, you should do it. You should show them the way you showed me." And that was, for me personally, that was one of the greatest moments that I had in my life, not exaggerating, because it's like having your idol, meeting your idol, and then your idol noticing the work that you do and being so impressed to the point that he goes like, you have a masterpiece. Like, you have transformed figures that are below average, and you turn them into masterpieces. While you consider yourself to be just amateur, I consider you to be beyond amateur. And it's something that, for me, on a personal level, was something very, very special, like a personal growth moment that I had. And I had a lot of those throughout the entirety of G Fest. So, like I said, it's basically an experience, and meeting them. I know it was a long line. Like, I remember Greg was like, "I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this," and I'm like, "You hang in there. You hang in there. It's worth it." Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
And like the amount of time that he was taking with each person was awesome. But like you said with Greg, so Greg, did you end up getting an autograph?
I did. It was touch and go there for a minute, because there was a point where I'm like, I've been in this line for an hour, and there's only like 10 people in front of me. And I get it, but he was spending so much time making these personal experiences. Like, it's going to be another hour before you get through these 10 people. But I ended up sticking it out, and I, like everyone has said, he's a great guy. Had a great experience with him.
Yeah.
And then I met Linda, and that was, I've had Linda as a Facebook friend forever. So not like we chat all the time or anything, but like, so that was kind of nice to finally like meet her. And Don was great. Don was like, I guess I'm sure he's just being himself, but Don is such a character, like just of a person, that like you kind of get up there and you're like, is this a real person? This is like this guy. He's got a cigar in his mouth, and he's like stepped out of a cowboy film or something. Like,
oh, Captain, my Captain.
Exactly what you were expecting, but not what you were expecting at all.
Yep.
Adam, you got to experience the guests a little bit, didn't you? Or
yeah, I only got Don Fry's autograph.
Yeah.
I didn't go to get any autographs until Sunday, and like there was not enough time. But yeah, so I got Don Fry. I got him to sign. I didn't bring any like figures or anything to sign. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I got his autograph before, so I had him sign one of the Thirsty Thursday Toys cups.
That's a legendary cup now.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just saying, I joked the other day that I kept seeing them everywhere, like at every table and everybody's saying.
In like every hall, there's like a cup in the corner.
Yeah.
But I had some left. I'm like, I'll get him to sign a cup, and this will be like my whiskey cup or something, because I know he likes whiskey. So I'm there at the table, and we're talking, and I see he's got a glass of something, and I'm like, okay, Don, is that V8 or like are you having a Bloody Mary? He's like, bloody. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I'm like, let me give you a coaster for that. So I pulled out one of the coasters, and he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then we got to talking about the channel and the drinks, and I showed him the Final Wars drink that I did with like Godzilla in the ice cube, and he's like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna come up with that idea tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So if you ever see that from Don Fry, it was my idea.
You know where it came from.
Yeah, and like you said, he is a character. Like he's little kids and their parents are coming up. He's like, get your ass over here. I'm like, oh my God. He is exactly himself all the time, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
so Tanner, what you got?
Oh yeah, Tanner, go ahead real quick.
I kind of already had my moment. I talked about TJ a little bit. I didn't get to meet any of the others, regrettably, and I got this right here. So, for signatures. So, but for the little time I had with TJ, it was great. Okay, so I know Adam's just really trying to get me to talk. Because
how you feeling?
It wasn't as bad. My upper lip really, really hurts. But I got it out of my tongue and mouth.
Adam, he needs some milk.
Yes,
I do need some milk, but regrettably, I do not have milk. Hello there.
Hello.
Visitor, he wants to show off his G-Fest haul.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice duck. That's a nice one.
Big white King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Awesome. Big Ghidorah.
He a big boy.
Mark,
Yeah.
How much was it going for? It was $50 at the convention. So this colorway is getting I believe it's a soft online issue. So there's like the G-Fest one, which is pretty obvious because you could get it signed. But then there will be the online version of it, which I think is the exact same thing pretty much. I believe it's 50 plus shipping, but I don't want to speak for Kyle and them. It might be different because they have to ship it a lot more carefully. These are regrettably a little tiny a bit fragile because they are custom made. So, yep. But 50 to 70 range is probably what I'm guessing. I can't remember how much I paid for the first release. That was limited. There was like almost 20, right?
There were like 20, 25, yeah.
I was going to say, I think we probably, we know everyone who has one, probably.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of them at least right here. If there's only 20. Do we know? Is that counting the hosts? I'm sure they got them.
Yeah, I think it's 25 counting them because all 5 got one, and then the rest were up to us. So here's number 8, I think. I can't remember which number I got.
I think mine was 11.
Yeah. So,
guys, you're just pouring salt on the wound because I didn't get it and I wanted to get it.
There will be more.
Reasons.
There was 3 left over. Message Kyle. I'm sure he could hook you up with one. Because I think they took the 3. I think.
Well, okay, so Octil says Woodford Reserve. I wrote that down. Multiple people were talking about. I'm like, I gotta pick this up. I've never had Woodford Reserve. It's on my list.
Interesting.
And I mean, dude. Okay, so Octil was there. A couple people in front of us going to meet Don Fry. And Don was immediately talking about the tattoos.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Watching that.
Mark, I would recommend because it'll be these 3, and then I don't know when the online issue of these are coming out. I believe the set that was made was barely made in time for G-Fest, is what I was told. So it's whenever Alex is able to get them done. So I would message him right away if they haven't already sold out. yeah,
It's
so we're
it's like
driving up the prices. We are not driving up the prices, but if you want the first release of this, I could let it go for $1 million.
I even noticed this is how much of a time crunch they're on. The ones from G-Fest, it's the same header card, but like even to the edition size on the back, it's
Yep.
just it's blank out of 25 or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure.
It's the same exact header. The
Yeah.
only way you would know that this is a G-Fest exclusive is if it's signed, and that's about the only way you'd be able to tell. Otherwise, yeah, if you didn't get it signed, it is exactly the same. Which, doesn't bother me personally. Mine's signed now, so I don't have to really worry about that. But that'll make it's easier for them too. I think that's something Kyle said they're going to do for the online release. So I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but if they change it for the online release, then you'll know that this is the G-Fest one, because this one and the first one will be the same, and then the rest will be different. So, is this live? Because a high-pitched voice. Yeah, we're all live right now. You're not hearing a voice. You're hearing my wonderful beast outside my door whine, because I think his mom has closed the door on him, and I can't have him in here not being fully watched because he tries to eat things, but I can't fully talk about him because the video hasn't come out on him. So, but soon. But yeah, you're probably hearing the bull whine a little bit, which he's fine. He has high anxiety, and he has to learn that he's not going to be always in the room with everyone. So it's a little bit of a training exercise for him. I'll probably let him in here soon, because I don't want to leave him crying too long. But we'll see. We'll see if Tater Tot Bullzilla makes an appearance.
Okay, so since Adam has his baby Godzilla here, let's go ahead and bring mine.
Oh yes.
Oh, from last year, right?
Yes.
From last year.
Who did you get those from?
Okay, so that was from Chris Barquois. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. Sorry,
Yep.
and he had free painted last year, and he will have one unpainted. So the history of this little guy here was that I was speaking with him, and like the same, he was an aspiring paleontologist as you. And when I was speaking with him, I showed him the same with you. I showed him the customs. And then when me and Larry were about to leave, he goes like, "Oh, I have something for you." And it's like, "Oh, what is it?" And he goes like, "It would be an extreme honor if this figure would be painted by you. So this is for you. This is a gift." And I'm like, and it took me a year to paint it, but I went ahead and actually painted it. And then after I painted it, I messaged him, and he was like, "Oh my God, I was wondering when you were gonna do it." And it's like, there you go. So here's my little baby.
That looks good.
Thank you.
Speaking of custom painted little figures, yeah, I told you. So, going off of Christian's painting skills, he gifted me with a couple things. So this you didn't paint this one, right? This is just
no. That's how it came.
Yeah,
that's how it came.
Yeah, you asked. You're like, "Hey, you looking for any more of these?" I'm like, "Just comp." You're like, "Yeah, I got one. Here you go. No big deal." But then Christian gave me one of these custom painted Jurassic Buck Rexes. Paint all the way down the tail, teeth and eyes, and inside the mouth. So much better. What a little bit can do to these figures. Just paint on the claws. Yeah, love that. And
take a
my
hint,
favorite,
Bandai.
a lot. Gigan. I love Gigans. And this is from the Pack of Destruction, and I sold mine like years ago, and I've been meaning to pick up another Gigan on the set. Never got around to it. And then Kristen's like, "Oh, by the way, hey, surprise." And it's awesome. It's really well done. Great gold and then the wash on it. Like, dude. So that's definitely up. I had to go grab that from my Gigan shelf. I got home immediately. I'm like, "Yep, you're up here with the rest of the boys."
The boys. And you want to know something? What's funny is that he said, "Oh, I have a surprise for you," which was the two little dinosaurs on the cup. And I'm like, okay, so I wanted to give him the compy, and I was like, "Do you have any other of the captives?" And he goes like, "Yeah, I have them all." And I'm like, "Oh." And then he goes like, "But if you can give me a compy, that's okay." And I'm just like, "Yeah." And then for the T-Rex, I mean, Adam has a lot of mini T-Rexes, and I know it could get like tiresome, but what I said to him was, I know you have a lot of T-Rexes, but I wanted to give you this one because this one is like painted by me. So it's a little bit unique. I mean, you can separate it from the rest. I know it's not a lot, but it's something at least. And then for the Gigan, I knew that since Gigan was his favorite, I knew that he would love it from instantly. What I was not expecting was the story that he made, that he used to have one, he sold it, and then he was meaning to buy. Oh, by the way, I think I told you this on G-Fest. Like, I was strolling by one of the dealer room, like on the dealer room's tables, and one of them had the Gigan, but in the original paint scheme,
Yep.
and like the claws were like faded out and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Oh, Adam, look, if I weren't to give you one, you could have bought that one." And he goes like, "Nah, yours
Yeah,
is better." Yeah.
This is better. This is better.
So,
And it was something crazy, and I was like, I hope you like it. I know it's not a lot, but it's something unique, so that you could like have it.
100%.
so we're about an hour and 12 minutes in, and I don't know if it's the hot sauce leaking into my brain, but I can only really remember one topic left, and this topic is going to most of them are going to be across the same with both of them, and that's pretty much the final topic, and that's what do you guys look forward to for next year? If let me make it a little addendum here. What do you look forward to your next G-Fest that you will be attending? It doesn't have to be next year, because I know that's a year away. It's easy to say, "Oh yeah, we're going," but a lot changes in a year,
Yeah.
But
Sure.
if whatever your next G-Fest is, what do you guys look forward to the most? Christian, we'll start with you. We'll move down clockwise, back up. I guess I'll finish it out.
Yeah. Well, in my case, what I expect for next G-Fest would be obviously going again and seeing you guys. I'll be bringing mom and dad with me. Mom and dad will be visiting for the first time because they wanted to go to G-Fest to see like the whole experience, and they also want to go to the museum, as Adam and I did past on Monday. And I'm also planning on bringing other customs from my collection to show them on the model room. So I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek at one of them. It was basically the first one that I showed you guys, which was the Mexican bootleg. Let me just go ahead and take this off. So here's the Mexican bootleg that I did.
Yep.
Which is the one that I showed you, that I modified the spikes. I don't know if I should like make another modification on the spikes or just leave it as is. And it has the custom roar at the end, like on the voice recorder bot. So,
Oh yeah, I saw your video on that.
so it's like this was actually my first project. So I'm planning on bringing the Mothra again, and maybe some of the other customs, like maybe the custom Scylla that I painted, and the Marble Godzilla. I have also the Marble Godzilla, which I need to paint, the maquette version of 54, and Super Godzilla as well. All of them from Shea. So I'll have to paint them up, and maybe I'll bring them along with the big guy.
Okay.
I
Sweet.
think it'd be cool to see if you could get another Funko Mothra and try to warp it into like the traditional color
Yeah,
scheme, like the
yeah,
white.
the color, yeah, the complicated patterns. Yes, I know what you mean.
They're meeting the YouTube.
Adam,
I mean,
my friend,
maybe.
Oh, for next year.
or the next year that you attend.
The next time I
Hopefully-
can go. Yeah, next year there's a
hopefully
lot going
next year.
on. A lot of things, family things that I'm excited to do and see. But that's, I have a limited travel budget, so that's multiple trips already going on there. So if I can sell some stuff, then next year I really want to go next year. It's an anniversary year for so many films. I made a whole list, like 70th of this, 60th of this, 55th of this, 50, and I want to be able to do stuff because I make drinks each year. So the next time I go, next year or otherwise, I want to make more drinks. I want to do more of that. I want to keep that going, make some fun stuff. I want to do a panel. I have an idea in the works that one or more of you may already know about.
I don't know nothing.
We'll see. I might reach out to some more people, see if we can get a couple more people on the panel for that, which would be awesome. And yeah, I want to do more because my first G-Fest, like, I didn't know anybody. It was just myself and like my parents because I was in high school or something, and I got to see all those different groups. You got the Kaiju Brotherhood, you got Kaiju Live, all these different things. And I'm like, I want to get in with those groups one day. Like, I'd love to go with a group. And every G-Fest that I've been to, this was my 5th. Like, I've done more and I've known more and I've seen more. And like seeing a movie at the Pickwick with other Godzilla fans, there's cheering, there's hollering, there's clapping. It's the perfect environment. I didn't do that this year.
No,
and this year
haven't.
this is going to sound weird. I have regrets, but in the best way. Like, oh, I wish I did this. I wish I spent more time with this. I wish I got more pictures. And I want to do that next year. And just attend more, just go all out. Maybe drink a little less. Or not as hard Thursday night or Sunday night. Or
there probably won't be 100% proof moonshine next year.
Oh, the moonshine.
Maybe, well,
that's what broke me. It's that moonshine.
The moonshine.
Steven, if you're watching.
I'll say this. If Adam's able to make it to the next one,
oh boy.
Maybe I will, or maybe if Adam's able to join us as well, maybe we both will explain what happened Thursday night in detail. Because it was something. I didn't mean to interrupt Adam.
And I told you guys to take it
yeah,
easy.
Octio with the moonshine. Man,
Yep, Octio. Yeah, it was wrong. Ooh, we had something from Mark and oh my God, there's
so
so many.
having sufficient amount of shots before going to the vendors hall. That I made that mistake at All Monsters Attack. I had some shots. I went into the vendors hall, immediately dropped like $600. Not that I regret the purchases I've made, but also like maybe sober purchases is the wise choice. I recommend. That's
Mark,
part of drinking responsibly.
Mark, you definitely need to make it
sober
up,
financial decisions. But yeah, no more time with people because you can always buy figures online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You might not be able to get them directly from M1 and get them to sign it right there in person, but there's always figures and stuff. And even, like movies at the Pickwick, you can watch them at home. It's not the same as being in a full theater, but spending time with the people there and the guests and seeing those panels. Like there were some panels, there was one I went to this year. It was like standing room only by the time I got there. And like literally we're out in the hall and I'm like peeking around the corner. It was the mythology of the Godzilla world. And it was really cool how they did so much research about all these different like world myths and how they appear in different films. And it was fascinating. And I love that stuff. And it's basically, like a G-Fan article, just live. So more panels, more movies, more people.
I was actually kind of bummed now that you're mentioning panels that I couldn't go to the 98 one that they had, which was titled Masterpiece or just no, not masterpiece. I mean bad or just misunderstood.
Oh, the 98, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I wanted to go to that one because
Next
you
time.
know,
Worry. There's a
Yeah.
98 panel every single year. There's always at least
That's
one.
true.
There's
I mean,
always
come
one,
on.
and they are always different. For a movie that's not loved, not respected, shunned out of the community, there's a panel about it every single year, and there's always something different about that movie every single year. So next year probably will be one.
Yeah.
Greg, what do you look forward to, buddy?
Well, I hope, and like you said earlier, like things get in the way. I really hope we can all do it again next year.
Yep.
Yep.
And next year, I'm for sure. Every year I add a day. So last year it was like Friday night, Saturday night, and I leave Sunday morning. And then this year it was Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then I left Monday morning. Well, clearly I've got to get there Thursday.
Yeah.
So-
Thursday is the first true day.
So next year or the next time, it'll definitely be Thursday through Monday. That's already like decided. If I'm going, I'm gonna go.
Do it.
And it's funny, like I felt like this year I kept going back to the dealer's room and I kept going back to the dealer's room. But it wasn't to shop. It was on like the random hopes that I'll run into somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had at some point I had bought what I was gonna buy, and I know going in I'm not buying anything right now. I'm just, hey, maybe I'll see one of you guys, or hey, I'll just go talk to Jay for a little bit, or
Yeah.
like it's more to just visit people, and then hey, maybe I'll see someone I haven't even seen yet.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, Greg and I used to bump like at every 5 minutes, and it was like, hey,
Yeah.
and, you know,
Like that's. I think I saw Christian
most-
really early, where like I just happened to. I think I was coming down to get a drink from that little shop or whatever,
Yep.
and then here comes
Yep.
Christian like out of nowhere. I was like, hey, let's go on a little adventure. So we ran around and saw the statue and stuff. I hadn't even been downstairs to see it at that point. Yeah.
it's like, come on, I'll show you the way,
I show you do it. Yeah.
the way to Uganda.
Oh.
But
So, G-Fest next year. I say this every G-Fest, which weirdly enough actually happened this year. Well, it happened last year too, which I met people, I created my friend circles, and now we might not talk every single day, but we talk multiple times a week. We do video calls. Adam, whose schedule is the most like mine, he's 2 hours ahead of me in time schedule, but I work overnight, so Adam just drunk calls me sometimes doing drink ideas, and it is one of the most fun things to do because it's not even a conversation sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, hey, so I have a drink idea. Let me know what you think. And then he's sitting there doing all of this stuff, and I'll just sit there and watch him. I won't say a word, and it's just a lot of fun. And it's just fun sitting here in the messenger group with, these guys and a few other wonderful collectors who couldn't be here on this stream. My nose is filling up, so I apologize if I get more nasally. It's disgusting, but I apologize.
Do what you got to do.
Yep, got to do what we got to do.
I mean, it's. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was just remembering one of the most funniest things from the G-Fest was you two guys doing the Don Fry impersonations like all day, and I was laughing out loud like every.
And then it just turned into sounds like that.
Yeah, it's like, and then I said like if this was subtitled, it would be like the question signs at the end.
Oh,
yeah, best way to say
this is gonna be you and me, and then we're gonna gonna put your customs in
the customs. Yeah,
no more moonshine. You gotta have a Woodford Reserve. That's
That wasn't. It was last year, so it built up to that. This year, I have my circles. I'm active in mainly Cam, but I sell things in all the other groups, so I'm recognized there. So it was a lot of just meeting people, and next year will be the same as well, because like Mark here in the chat, Mark hasn't been able to go to a G-Fest yet, so hopefully you can next year, buddy, so I can meet you finally. We talk quite a bit, and next year now I want to do more. I want to continue for the YouTube channel, kind of grow the brand, but reality, I just want to get to know people more. I want to continue fleshing out my connections and my friendships with everyone. So like Adam said, there's a panel, maybe two. I have something in mind, and that I've had planned for
wink,
a year.
Wink,
We'll
wink.
see. Wink, wink. But we'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
and then
somebody over here is gonna soon start his own YouTube and Instagram page, maybe. Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
hint right over here. Oh, right there.
Right over here, maybe. Some Instagram page.
So I'd like to do that. I'd like to do a panel. Something I got to do a bit of this year that hopefully I'll get to do more of, whether it's more of a full day or the whole weekend. I want to help out in the vendors room. Helping out with Toku Toy Town was one of the absolute honors of the whole weekend. Helping out Jay, helping out Ryan, helping out Jay's wife, Shelly, I believe. Please don't kill me. Helping the three out Sunday, and then helping them unbuild their tables was a lot of fun. Adam came in as well. We both did that. It was just a ton of fun. So I want to do more of that. I want to help out more, and I want to help Cam more. This year I got to help out with Cam as well. I was handing out raffle tickets, which turned into a whole big ball of fun chaos that Ryan and our friend Jess had help out with well. It was a lot of fun. So I want to do more things. And this year especially, I was really, really bad at filming for YouTube. Next year, going to be a little bit more streamlined in that department.
But
there's going to be a lot.
But that's the thing. I mean,
it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have. We were so busy, and I was so just focused. All of us, we were so focused living in the moment instead of remembering to whip out the camera and record. It's just I don't like to record unless everyone knows I'm recording.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a fun clip from Thursday night or Friday night. It was Friday night of the annual cigar smoking that Rich, David, and 4 or 5 other collectors do. I have a clip of that. That's a lot of fun. I have a lot of stuff from Sunday. There is some drunk stuff. Not as much as I thought there was going to be. Especially Adam and I had an idea for a series, if you will, of literally just the drunk vlogs, the G-Fest After Dark. And we didn't get to do that at all, which is probably good for Thursday night. That would have been a messy vlog video. But maybe next year. That's what I will say. Maybe next year. I'm not going to promise things because now 2 years in a row, I've learned as much as I want to promise the YouTube stuff, it doesn't become the first thing I think about when I'm there.
Yep.
And it's just way too much fun. Hey, Joe. Hey. It's nice seeing you, Joe. I just living in the moment for me is important. So, but we'll see. Next year is going to be even crazier. Like Adam said, 70th anniversary. We have three minimum pieces of Godzilla media coming out. We have a Japanese Godzilla movie, we have an American Godzilla movie, and we have an American Godzilla TV show. And then, I mean, we have two comic series starting. We have the Pirates era themed
Here There Be
Godzilla
Monsters.
Yep, and then I believe there is a second one as well. The one that looks like it's a little bit more childish that got announced a while back.
Well, there's also the Godzilla versus Kong versus Justice League.
Oh
Yeah, boy.
how could I even forget? That just got announced. So we got 3 to 4 comic books right now, 3 pieces of actual like footage media, and possibly, you know, when it comes to the Japanese side, one of the most decisive Godzilla movies ever. Adam?
70th anniversary of the original Godzilla, 60th of Godzilla vs. Mothra, 50th of Mechagodzilla, 40th of 1984, 35th of Biollante, 30th of Space Godzilla, 25th of Godzilla 2000, 20th of Final Wars, 10th of the 2014, and 5th of King of the Monsters.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, the Mark the Legendary show that everyone thinks is getting canceled, but I have some inside people that have the inside scoops.
The
It's
Apple
not
one.
canceled. Yep, the Apple one. It is still very much coming out on time. I was hinted at a trailer for New Empire, and that show will come out about the same time. And if you were a betting person, probably within the next 2 months at the latest. It won't be this weekend. I thought something was going to happen for San Diego Comic-Con. It will not be this weekend.
Of the strike.
Well, I thought it was still going to come out. They were just going to skip the panel reveal and do what they did, and then just release everything. But that was never the plan. There wasn't a trailer this weekend. So within two months, I would say. And a certain -1 is following a certain Shin Godzilla's presentation plan. So I would assume that that's going to come out before August. Nothing confirmed. Do you know if New Empire is heavy on the Kong? That I don't know. We were just asking about trailers because I thought it was going to come out within the next 2 weeks. I was told 2 months. I would assume it's going to be heavy on Kong. I've read the leaks, all the Reddit leaks that are available so far. It might be more 50-50 this time, but I mean, we know who the villain is. So I mean, it kind of seems like it's going to lean more Kong, which is fine by me. It's whatever. You know, we have -1, which I'm more excited about.
Yep.
So
I mean, now we all need is just either Godzilla Singular Point Season 2 or a new anime or animated series, whatever. And maybe
the Gamera series.
New Gamera?
The Gamera series.
Yep.
Gamera. We have Gamera.
We need Turtle.
And even more than Gamera, we also have another animated Ultraman show coming out.
I guess
next year.
Oh yeah.
It was light announced by Netflix. There's another one. It's completely different. We just got the title card, a sketch of it.
That's that one that's like more traditional animation, right? Like
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think it's like the
it's
CGI.
Not the. No, it has nothing to do with the anime/manga Ultraman series that just ended. This is completely different. It looks like it's just going to be a Monster of the Week type of show, except animated. But that's supposed to come out somewhere next year. Just curious. But in general, I personally don't care about the Monsterverse. Just care about -1. Yep. I've got no insider on that. Toho is very quiet about it, but I would, if I were to bet, -1's next trailer would be out within the next month and a half.
Very much.
Probably, but we'll see. Teaser didn't come out for really late into the game either, so they might just leave it all hidden. Who knows? I would be okay with that.
The only thing I've heard about -1 that has been halfway sort of confirmed is it's not a solo film.
I mean, the Bandai leaks are out there. I can't make any comments because I read the leaks and I'm almost 100% sure I know what's going on. So just be prepared. you're going to be surprised. And I think the best thing about it is because I talked about it at G-Fest as well, and I was shushed by a few people, and I was just flat out honest. It's like, you're going to know in the trailers. Japan doesn't hide stuff like the US does. Deaths, character reveals are not, that's an advertising point for Japan.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super Broly came out. Gogeta wasn't revealed until almost when the movie came out. But Gogeta was revealed before the movie came out. And American audiences were pissed off about that because it's like, we don't want to know Gogeta's in it. But we all knew Gogeta was going to be in it. So, Mark, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just saying, be prepared to be shocked. I do think it will be teased, if not fully revealed in the trailer. I just is what I'm saying. I can't confirm if there's more monsters in it or if something else is going to happen. My leaks were vague. So they're vague, but let's just say Godzilla's going to have a fun time. And this isn't confirmed, this isn't a leak, but I hope Godzilla is revealed just the same way that this one is. I hope he comes out of the ground. That's just a personal desire. I hope he just starts killing people. That's what I hope for.
I want I want to reveal like Terror of Mechagodzilla. Like I think that's one of the best reveals for Godzilla ever. Like it's dark, you have the lightning, and then the flame hitting him as he's roaring. Like
Mark, if you do want to know what I read, I'll let you know. But we don't know. Also, anyone who's watching anyone's theory videos on them, be careful. I'm not going to name, well, maybe I should. I won't name the person. There's the big Godzilla theory YouTuber mentioned it in one of his videos, just kind of like blatantly, and just kind of acted like it was nothing. Just be careful with theory videos. People are talking about the leaks like they're nothing, which is kind of weird because they came from the same person who leaked Shin. So just be careful if you don't want to be spoiled. But by the teaser, it looks like he does come from the ground. That's what I said at G-Fest. And I also think that's his first appearance. I think the teaser is first. I do think it's first.
And this goes, it's all a mess until everyone sees the film. Because when I saw Shin, I got back to the hotel room and I immediately wrote a thing about it on one of the forums, and people didn't believe me. Which is fair because my Japanese is garbage.
I remember when it came out, no one believed the back beams or the tail beams, and then the photos came out, and then everyone was like, I remember that day. It was very silent for the first few hours. There was a lot of thinking, and then the chaos that ensued afterwards was
the backlash
impressive.
of Godzilla. The backlash.
It wasn't backlash. There was a lot of people who liked it, but it was very 50-50. And
if I could bring it back to G-Fest, real quick before I forget, I want to say to those watching and I guess live and later, for those who haven't gotten a chance to go to G-Fest, for those who are, it's a thing. You will feel the FOMO. You'll hear all our stories. You'll see all the pictures, these people going, and all the things they've picked up. But don't feel like you need to go, and definitely don't feel like you need to go every year. Obviously, it's a huge thing. I'm not trying to downplay G-Fest, but it's not sustainable for most people to be able to go every year to do all
exactly.
You've got airfare, you've got the hotels, you've got anything you're spending on food and the dealer's room and all this kind of stuff.
Especially food.
It adds up
expensive.
So much.
Food.
And I'm flying from Washington State, so I'm going almost across the entire country. People are like, "Oh, it's centrally located." I'm like, Chicago is not central U.S. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's East Coast.
Central.
Yeah, you are
I'm central.
Maybe if it was Texas, that would be a little more central.
I don't know. I come from a tiny island in the Caribbean.
If you're coming from Puerto Rico, if you're a Helmy and you're coming from Australia, it's a major undertaking.
I think.
Sorry.
I think the more that if you want to go, and it's every year is kind of difficult, but it's one of those things that if you're gonna go and you're we'll just say the average person. You're not like some wealthy millionaire, whatever. It's kind of your thing for the year. It's kind of like, this is it. This is the main event. Like, you got to really plan months and months out. It's not like, oh, G-Fest is in 2 weeks. I guess let's go.
And like like you're saying, I'm a substitute teacher. We don't make a lot of money. So, you know, it's setting aside a little bit every month to be able to do this.
I'm saving now for next year's already.
Yes.
I'm saving for next year, plus I'm also saving, you know, for other priorities. I want to especially get my own place, move, you know, you have responsibilities, bills, and, you know, it's something that you don't need to feel obligated to go. You go if you can. If you can't, then that's okay. Like for me, it took practically 30 years to come, because you guys know that last year was my first one, and G-Fest has been around since, you know.
This is 28.
90, 98, 99?
It was before that. There was actually, I believe there was a few years of break. It was like mid-90s.
There was like G-Con.
It was called something else, Yep,
G-Con. So, but
well,
there's...
sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
No, another thing I was at 95. This is Mark. 95, yeah. When it was in LA, I'm like, I could do LA. Shoot. So yeah, if something can come back to the West Coast, that'd be nice.
Mark's saying 1995. Yep.
Yeah. So there will, like we've been saying, you know, we've got all these other movies and comics. There will be more, and there will be more as Godzilla becomes more popular and more known in the US. There will be more stuff. So if you're like, oh, it's the year after -1 or something, or like, you know, 2014, a brand new film just came out, there will be more stuff. So the next year, oh, there's this sequel. Next year after that, oh, there's this other thing. There's this TV show. There will always be more. There's no end to Godzilla right now. It's only getting bigger and bigger. So if you can't make it next year, if you can't make it for 5 more years, no doubt in my mind, there will still be a G-Fest. There will still be more Godzilla things. There will be more guests.
My first G-Fest was 2016, and then I was out from, I didn't go 17, 18, 19. I didn't go till last year again. This is my third this year, but I had that like 5-year gap because it's just things came up and then COVID and stuff. But like,
well, and like seeing, I felt the FOMO. Oh, I felt it hard. Like, Tanner, you went 2019, right? I could not go because that's when I had to leave my job, and obviously I didn't know what the future held in terms of what was happening in the world. But once I left my job, I'm like, I can't afford to go this year. And like, you know, my brother couldn't make it this year. He had other stuff going on, so hopefully he can come next year. Did I tell you people were coming up to me? They're like, no offense to you, is your brother here? I'm like, no. They're like, damn.
There's a lot of questions for Adam's brother, which is great because he was so much fun last year, and I do hope he's able to come next year. I hope you're both able to make it next year.
Oh my god!
Even
he comes, but I can't go. Okay, so for those watching who don't know, my brother, he's older than me, and he does medical studies. So he literally drives around the country, goes to these medical facilities. He's a human guinea pig. They like test different medications and stuff out of him and get the results. So any side effect that you see on any medication, he is one of those people. So he was just telling those stories to people, and like he's not a Godzilla fan per se, but growing up with me, you know, he's absorbed a lot of information. So he's a treat. He's a trip.
Johnny, it would be nice if it was like Vegas, but the reason why it's in Chicago, and people might know, might not know. So a lot of the organizers like JD, they're all from Canada. So the easiest place for them to go and the most inexpensive for them to go is Chicago. And that's pretty much one of the sums of it. There's probably more actual logistic answers, and the fact that it's just been there forever, or for many years at this point. So, but you never know. Maybe we get to 30 and they're like, all right, there's going to be 2 different G-Fest locations in a year. at different times. One in the summer, one in fall or
Winter.
spring, or yep. And we don't know. That'd be cool. Yes, Adam, Mr. Griffin.
I don't want to like jump on anybody, but like I was saying, there's more. There's also more than just G-Fest. There's All Monsters Attack. They do multiple conventions throughout the year. There was Indianapolis. There's going to be LA in a month. I don't know when you're watching this, but if you're watching this live, another month. There's Kaiju Go in I want to say Fort Worth.
That's what I was thinking.
End of August. I don't know if that's a one and done or like they'll see how it goes. That's Toku Toy Town. You got a bunch of amazing people. They're setting it up. There's
sorry to interrupt. I always wanted to go to All Monsters Attack. I just couldn't because I have to pick between G-Fest or All Monsters Attack. But I wanted to go to All Monsters Attack, it's been a thing because I seen that All Monsters Attack is like more Godzilla centric or more like it has more. Not to talk smack about G-Fest, of course, but it's from the stuff that I have been seeing from you guys' experience. It's something that you have to keep in mind. It's not just G-Fest. There's other things as well.
And like
Octil just brought up Japan World Heroes as well. There's another one, and that's
literally the week before All Monsters Attack and Kaiju Go.
And that one, Japan World Heroes, is an interesting one to bring up. That one's just growing every single year. This year is big. Next year and the next year after that, it's just going to keep growing. So, Octil, thank you for bringing up Japan World Heroes because that is.
I'm desperately trying to find somebody going to that to get autographs for me.
My plan was to road trip down, go to Japan World Heroes, stay that week, and then go to All Monsters Attack. But I cannot afford that.
Yeah.
But okay, so Mark, this made Mark,
yep.
Reach out to Toku Toy Town. Reach out to Shop Black Market. You can find them both on Instagram and see if you can, work with them to figure out some Kaiju Con stuff for sure.
Yep. There's gonna be
Octil, you're killing me.
I'm
missing that by it's so close.
Bro.
But I mean, other conventions.
That's good for them though. That's good.
Pensacon in Florida. You got New York Comic-Con, you got San Diego Comic-Con, you got Rose City Comic-Con in Portland, you got Emerald City Comic-Con. I mean, these are not Godzilla-centric, but there's more and more of a kaiju presence each time I go to these.
Like even here in Puerto Rico as well, the Puerto Rico Comic-Con as well, it's not like a huge kaiju presence, but it's still there.
Dropping news here. Thank you, buddy.
It's been I have had people that had bought Godzilla collectibles at the Puerto Rico Comic Con, and when Sean Sumagasai, which is a friend of mine, he did the Godzilla cosplay back in 2014 in the first ever Puerto Rico Comic Con from 2014, and it was such an amazing experience. And Godzilla's getting, like Adam said, Godzilla's just gonna keep getting more popular. This is a huge things in part to the monster. Obviously we're classic Godzilla fans, but the MonsterVerse has been the key to extend Godzilla more beyond than just Japan to the US. And basically all over the world, because now you see that Toho is more open to do more collaborations, to do more things with Godzilla that maybe back when we were growing up, just they couldn't do it or they chose not to do it. It's Godzilla's a phenomenon.
In
we can do a whole separate video on that.
Yeah, no, that is definitely
Canada.
In Canada, I personally do not.
Where in Canada specifically? Not that I know of it, but I'll keep an ear out.
Yeah, I think the UK is also gonna have one as well.
Yeah, UK, I think they have something. It's interesting seeing how much Godzilla is mainstream. Yeah, and
there's one
like
in
Christian said,
Germany. There's a whole Godzilla thing.
it's all thanks to the MonsterVerse. It's all, well, yeah, it's all thanks to the MonsterVerse. Shin still was going to come out whether the MonsterVerse was there or not.
Yep.
But Shin probably wouldn't have been as big here or anywhere else without the MonsterVerse, without 2014 specifically. But and now it's past that because it's not confirmed, but for anyone who goes to movies and notice movies release times, when a movie's having a limited event, it is normally a Wednesday night and a Thursday night. Normally, -1 opens up on a Thursday night as an early release because it opens up on Friday, which is a normal movie slot. So I'm not saying it's going to have a normal, it's going to be in every single theater because that still doesn't happen with every movies. But I am, and the fact that it's less than a month after its Japanese debut, I'm almost 100% sure Toho now knows the US market is as big, if not even bigger than Japan's Godzilla market.
Yep.
And at least for us here, and hopefully Canada and Mexico, where Godzilla's also, well, I can't speak fully for Canada, but I do know there is a pretty damn large Mexican in Mexico, a Mexican fan base for Godzilla, which there normally is. It's the same with Dragon Ball, which is one of my other loves. Dragon Ball is really popular there.
If Vancouver does something, I will drive up.
Yeah,
road trip. Let's do that. That's closer than LA.
In South Dakota, it's only 2.5 hours to Canada. So if it's,
are you closer than I am to Canada? Hold on.
No. It's like a 3-hour drive for me north.
I think the closest to Canada would be you, Adam.
Yep, you're the closest. I think you're what, an hour and a half? Anime and Taku is huge. Yeah, because they Mexico, that's where like the really big Power Rangers and Kamen Rider fandoms is, right? And Ultraman. Excuse myself. It's not even just Mexico. It's South America as well. South America
Latin
and Mexico.
America, the whole Latin America, Tanner, because even in Puerto
Rico,
Ultraman were even Ultraman.
No, it's like 4 hours
in Puerto Rico
to Vancouver.
Oh, well, that's to Vancouver. How much is it just to the border? For me, it's 3.5 just to get to the border, and then it's I believe I'm closest to Toronto. I think, I don't know. It's something I have to explore, but
oh yeah, 3 hours.
Yep, 3 hours. So we'll keep a lookout for Canadian shows because that interests me as well. But Godzilla's big. Godzilla is here, and I think it's here to stay in the market, whether the MonsterVerse does really good or really bad. If the future of it, because Godzilla vs. Kong did really, really well. No denying that. And I think -1 is also going to do really good, especially if some of the stuff is handled the way that it should. And the fact that the teaser trailer for the Japanese and the English markets came out at the same time leads me to believe the Japanese and English trailers will also probably drop at the same time, or at least relative to each other. It's because it's super cheap to sell them all the TV. Yeah. I know that for anime because Dragon Ball is super popular down south of the US. Dragon Ball's crazy down there. But it's just to show, as Adam said at the beginning of this 10-minute wonderful conversation, Godzilla is only getting bigger. Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong. You agree?
How many people I know who are not really like Godzilla fans wouldn't consider themselves Godzilla fans, but who have seen Shin Godzilla, which is not like, obviously that wasn't really blown up outside of our sphere, but like people that just later had said, "Oh yeah, I've seen Shin Godzilla," and I think like, why? That's curious to me that so many people.
It grabs that horror.
Yeah, and there is an answer for that, because remember who directed that? Mr. Hideaki Anno, the creator of Evangelion. And if you know anything about that fandom, Mark will be able to tell anything done by Hideaki Anno in that fandom. If he does something, you have to watch it. So even if you're not a fan of Tokusatsu, if you like Evangelion, I know that fandom is going to go to it. mainly because Shin Godzilla delayed the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
4.44 plus 3.33. The Thrice Upon a Time got delayed because of Shin Godzilla. So I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of the fandom went to that movie because they're like, why did our Evangelion get pushed back a whole decade? Manly Beast Studios didn't go this year. Hey, next year, and kind of what we've been talking, it's even, and I would say after seeing the last 2 years, I don't think G-Fest is going to go away.
Exactly.
I don't think it is. But even if it does, there is plenty of other conventions
Something else
now.
will take its place,
Yeah.
if not one of the already existing things.
And not only that, there's always, I mean, obviously, again, it depends on the budget, but
Didn't know, Johnny.
there's also Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, you go straight to the source, Japan.
Yep.
I mean,
Wow,
Japan has an entire square dedicated to Godzilla. They have a Godzilla themed hotel, for Christ's sakes.
Yep. But
I mean,
that's
But we're
very
talking affordability right now.
yeah,
affordability.
I know. But you know,
If you have
Japan-
10,000 to spend,
Yeah.
And that's just to get there and get back. That's
Yeah.
not anything else.
I
It's
know, guys, I know.
Yep, that's me next year. I'm gonna learn all about it. What it's gonna be like to do G-Fest in Japan in 1 year. And maybe twice. Girlfriend's starting a new job and she starts apprenticeship. Doesn't get done till February. So I might be going to Japan 2 times within 4-month period because I might
Nice.
go for the 70th birthday and then her and I will go possibly later.
I mean, I spoke a little
my
bit of
wallet.
Japanese at the con as well. Like I was speaking with YMSF in Japanese, so it's been something that I have on my bucket list as well.
Yep. But the thing is there'll always be some sort of media, especially now that Godzilla license seems to be
More
not so
wide.
constricted. We have
Mhm.
Pluto. HBO Max has all the show and all the MonsterVerse films again. I don't know if they're going to keep Godzilla vs. Kong and King of the Monsters. We'll see. Netflix and them seem to be spitballing that back from each other, which makes no sense. And then the Heisei films always go on Hulu during October. Hopefully HBO Max can take those so they all can just be on one place besides Pluto so you can have a choice of when to watch things. Otherwise, Japan's getting the 4K releases this year, which not going to say nothing because there's nothing confirmed, but seeing as Japan got a bunch of new Blu-rays last time and then we got most of the Blu-rays, I would be maybe looking forward to 4Ks within the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be as good. Trips to Japan and G-Fest with your budget or half as nice of a brand new going to G-Fest and Japan with a decent budget for toys at both is about the same as buying a new SUV. It's probably about $20,000-$30,000 combined, which for a lot of people that's most of a year of salary. Is like it's Japan's tough, which is weird because the yen is dropping right now. Yen is plummeting right now. So if you need kaiju collective things, go and buy right now and buy things. Yen is the lowest it's been
but inflation. So
exactly.
Yeah, but right now inflation isn't pumping it too bad if you buy things from Bai because they're not counting inflation. But Monster Art stuff is
the stuff we're dealing with here.
Yeah, the stuff we're getting here is only going to go up. So if you want something especially rare, kind of like what I've been hunting for this week, my best place is Bai.
Yep.
But
unofficial sponsor of this video.
You know what you can't find on Bai? Kaiju cream.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure we will.
You cannot get kaiju
It'll be
cream.
like 1 million yen.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. I've seen some of the independent Sofubi items show up on the Yahoo Japan auctions, like space beasts, Garden State Kaijus, and I'm like, how is this like 100,000 yen? Like, what? How did this get to Japan and then be that amazing? Like,
that's crazy.
I am kicking myself for not getting a kaiju. I'm like,
the
the
thing
competition.
the thing I showed Adam before the stream started today, the first thing I bought with my little excess budget money, I believe that was a US exclusive, and yet I've seen 2 on Buyee, and they've both been half the price of what they sell in the US. So, woo woo. And then the other thing I showed Adam, a lot cheaper on Buyee than they are here in person. Also not cheap though. Winky face. I showed you the
I was
second
looking at
thing,
the
right,
figure that I assume the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
So
how could I do
Big
something
sensible.
for that? Like maybe a snow cone. I don't know.
You know, Adam, I just had a thought. Collab reviews would be so much fun. And you got me who's buying some of these fancy things. Just saying.
Well, that was one of the original ideas I had for Thirsty Thursday Toys. Was I would reach out to different reviewers, and instead of doing reviews myself, I'm like, look, you do a review for a thing, I do the drink for it, because I can't afford all this stuff.
No.
And it was going to be a lot of like X Plus and stuff that I can't afford, nor can I fit anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, look at my shirts.
Yeah, like there's all these things that I would like, but it's not feasible.
Look at
That's
my table.
bringing it back to financial feasibility in terms of figures, in terms of trip and stuff. Like don't break the bank, don't go into debt for stuff. Any of this.
Yep.
Do what you can with what you have.
You need to eat.
If need be.
Yeah, you do need to eat. You need to sleep. You definitely need a roof above your head.
Pay rent. You know.
Pay rent, pay utilities. Do that stuff. But
responsibilities.
Don't feel bad. Don't do what I did this year. Don't feel bad going to G-Fest with a small budget. Even if you only bring like $120 for the dealer's room, make sure you have your food money. Make sure, if you're going to go to places, make sure you have money for that. Don't worry about the dealer's room. Is it fun?
Really, for collecting, not just G-Fest in general, but just as collectors of this stuff.
Yep.
As we all know, as the whole idea of a grail in the first place, almost anything that you want now, even if you can't get it now, it'll be out there. Somebody will have it later.
Yep.
Maybe. There's some things I question, especially some kaiju creams. I definitely don't see.
We keep going so kaiju cream.
Yeah. Well, because it's true that we cannot deny that kaiju cream was the wonderful phenomena of this G-Fest. That's literally all I heard Thursday night and all I heard Friday morning, and even afterwards, people were saying, "Oh, they already sold out." Kaiju cream. It was awesome, Octeal, that you brought that here, and I cannot wait to see in what ways you decide how you want to grow that brand. I really cannot wait to see. I hope I can get 1 or 2 for sure, but I really can't see. I can't wait to see the journey you go on with these creams, because they're renowned in the collecting circle now. People. I would put up the desire for those creams are up there with the Akaman Tenchis and some of the rarer TYG toys already. I'm not bullshitting you. The Akaman Tenchis and Kaiju Cream are like starting to intersect with how much I hear people talk about wanting them. So I can't wait to see your journey and growth there, and everything else you do as well, not just the creams. You talked about a lot of cool stuff. Tattoos, artistry, I can't wait to learn more about that as well. I really can't. You're a wonderful person. I'm very thankful I met you. Thank you.
When I was talking to my wife, we were talking about tattoos at some point. She was talking about getting some bats or something. And I had this whole tattoo design at some point years ago, and then I spent the money on toys. But I'm like, if the channel is still going in 5 years, I might get a tattoo. My pain tolerance is nothing, but I've been following a bunch of different tattoo artists on Instagram, and I'm like, I could travel to someone if they have an opening, if they're willing to do something. And he's been on my list. Yes,
there was tattoos at G-Fest.
Yes.
There was a tattoo artist. I want to reach out to see if that's going to become a regular thing, because that would be really cool. I would say it'd be really cool to get a few artists, like 2 or 3. That could be one. And a G-Fest in like 3 or 4 years. You could get it at G-Fest, so you could get it signed as Thirsty Thursday Toys, and then you could get it signed as G-Fest 30 whatever, get the date, and it's like a double tattoo. That's something I didn't get to do this year, was a tattoo.
I mean, that would make more sense than like road tripping across the country.
I told Tanner at the show, I was like, I'm really considering going down there and getting a tattoo from this guy, but I can't decide, like, on the spot like that. It's tougher than like if I went in and go, I know exactly what I want. This, can you do this right here? But I talked to Octeal out on the patio about it, and then I've talked to my wife since, and that's something that's in the cards, is planning a trip there and getting one done.
Yeah. And like I've talked to friends who've gotten tattoos and stuff, and like if I was going to get something permanent on my body, I want it to be exactly specific what I'm looking for. But a lot of people have said, like, no, they're an artist, trust them, give them an idea and let them create their art. And I'm like, that felt too risky to me. But then seeing some of these artists, I'm like, I feel like I could trust them. Like, I give them a prompt and they could do something that I would be happy with to have on me forever. Like, one of the things I was thinking of was a Jello shot, but it's amber and it has a little mosquito in it at Jurassic Park. I'm like, that's a good melding of things. I feel like we've gone way far from G-Fest. I apologize.
I mean, not necessarily, because it's still part of G-Fest. I mean, we're talking about a tattoo artist that was at G-Fest.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
we're also past the 2-hour mark, so anything goes.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours, 6 minutes.
Mark, just get some anime titties on your body. Do what I'm going to do, except it has to be in a spot that you have to cover up, dude.
Big titty.
That's my only problem.
Hold on, let me find this.
That's my leg tattoo, is a certain character.
Get that the mom Gigan from Gochiban.
Oh no! Yes, get the mom and the daughter.
Yeah.
You have to. Okay, if you're gonna do that though, you have to go to Matt Franks and get him to draw it, and then give you the right to use it as a tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry,
but yeah, I was gonna get one, but I already know what I want for this arm. And the sizing didn't work, and then of course I didn't know what my budget was, so I couldn't do it. But I already know what my left arm is. It's going to be completely Godzilla related. So it's a multi-$1,000 tattoo, though.
Is it the one that you told me about? You told me about a very specific one that started in one place and ended in one place.
Yeah. So I want the kanji to mimic my Slipknot side, because this is going to be all Slipknot eventually. The kanji has to be this size on this arm for Gojira, and then it's 2 ideas. They're going to be expensive either way. And the G-Fest one would work, so it's either all the headshots of all the Godzillas, and hopefully not take up all the room because we have a growing selection of Godzilla designs.
I can say, yeah.
Or I would get a very, very big, painful Shin Godzilla tattoo that somehow encapsulates my whole arm, because the kanji is supposed to be the colors of the Godzilla atomic breath. It's supposed to start out at the bottom, closer to the wrist. It's supposed to be the dark, the reds, and then it's supposed to slowly move up into that purple. And then it's supposed to be that very hot pink that the final breath color is supposed to take form in. And so I thought a Shin Godzilla one was, but it's I've got a small arm and it won't grow very big, so it's hard
Adam
to do
wants
that.
to speak.
Yes, Mr. Griffin.
Okay. Shin Godzilla, on your back,
True.
the tail wraps around your entire waist,
Ooh,
and then
like
its
a
mouth
belt.
is open, and then you got the beam that goes up your entire spine up into your head.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say down my crack, and I was like, I've already got a tattoo idea. I've already got a tramp stamp idea.
Yeah, it's Shin Godzilla's head coming out of your crack.
Does anyone know what Ed and Eddie is?
That's kind of disturbing.
We've
Cartoon
hit the
Network.
late night portion of
Ed and Eddie. There's an episode of Rolf, the blue-haired fellow, There's an episode where they break continuity, and he comes out of like the static with 3 heads, and he's just like, "Confused are you, Ed boys?" And that's what I want out of my craft.
No.
Getting someone to tattoo that is a nightmare. So, but yeah, there's a certain Godzilla idea. I've got a bunch of ideas for tattoos. The bad part about being a metalhead, they come and they go, they come and they go, they come and they go, and then it's like $4,000 for this, $4,000 for that. The font styling for Gojira, but make it Slipknot. I have toyed with that idea, Mark. I won't lie. It's just I really do want to keep one arm really Godzilla and one Slipknot, because there's going to be other Slipknot stuff related to
Okay, so since we're speaking about metal and rock and stuff like that, imagine this. Godzilla Ultima Skull with the Death Bat wings from Avenged Sevenfold.
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Love some. Yeah, that would be cool.
You guys want to do a random assortment?
Let's do it.
Sure.
We're already past 2 hours. Anyone, we're probably just going to go off on random tangents. It's probably not going to always relate to G-Fest, but if you'd like to stick around and chat, please continue to. I just want to say I'll close off the main part of the live stream, and then we'll just kind of go into recess after this. Thank you, everybody, for continuing to support. We've had like a constant stream for the last 2 hours of at least like 7 or 8 people, which tops the last stream as well. Every live stream I've done has just been growing, and I just want to thank everyone for sticking around, commenting. I know not everyone's able to stay, and we continually have people bouncing in and bouncing out. I want to thank everyone for supporting the stream, and it means a lot to me. It really does. I know I'm not fully showing it because I'm still recovering from being sick this week, but it means the world to me. This G-Fest, there was one thing I didn't talk about that I was going to kind of save for the next one, but I'll just kind of talk about it here. This one revitalized like the hard worker in me, especially for the channel and the community.
Yep.
I really, 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 really want to focus this year, this next year, going into next G-Fest, really focusing in on this community. Y'all are, all of you, here and not here, are very precious to me, and I want to somehow give that back. And if the best way I could do that is just being a goof and eating hot sauce and suffering through hot sauce on camera, or just being able to do a live stream once or twice a month for a few hours with people, it would be wonderful. And of course, hopefully can get more people in and out as well. It won't always be the same people. Our schedules won't always line up. And sometimes it might just be me. So you might have drunk ramblings with Tanner, which I'm telling you, pretty entertaining. So,
It's a good time. It's a good
Okay,
time.
so if you're going to do the drink rant, you have to do it in the Don Fry voice.
I can do that. I've been working on Don Fry. This might not be whiskey, but alcohol's better than nothing. Tom pie. Teal has been great talking to you and talking about Kaiju Cream. And
gotta go. It was great and a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you all again.
Yeah.
Octeal, same as well, man. Cheers, buddy. Take care.
Hey, so I'm gonna have to hit the road soon too. I gotta go pick my wife up.
Of course.
But
Now, we said hi.
it's been great. Always good getting to chat with you guys.
Yep.
Want to do it a lot more because we sort of have a couple times in the last year, but really want to do that more. And I got a few things I'll shoot into the group chat later. Some thoughts.
Yeah, of course, Greg. I want to. Everyone, can we get a round of applause for Greg for coming out here, talking with the boys tonight? It was an absolute pleasure to have you. Like I said, I'm going to do this once, twice a month. Greg, I will always be honored to have you on here. You are always a pleasure to talk to. And Mark, when our schedules line up, I want to get you on here too. Greg, thanks again, buddy. Have a wonderful night. Drop those notes. I can't wait to see them.
All right. You guys have a good one.
You too.
Bye, buddy.
Take care.
Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah. Come on, you can do it.
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you, Greg. You're a wonderful
Yeah.
human being, Greg. You're such
Yeah,
a sweetheart.
indeed.
You
I
and your
mean,
wife.
yep. I mean, he was telling me when he went to my room the final day. He was like speaking such a great guy. He said that G-Fest wouldn't have been the same if I wasn't there with you guys, because he said that I was like the spirit of the group. And I said, if I'm the spirit of the group, then you and Adam and Tanner would be the glue of the group.
No.
Because,
No.
I mean, we all had our things that we didn't like we planned to hang together, and for the most part we did. But
Yep.
he wanted to, continue to like hang out more. Obviously, first day it was gonna be hard because we were like focused on the dealer's room and like trying to get everything then, and then after
Yep.
that it will just be like smooth sailing.
Yeah.
But even though I still had a blast. The card game, like, best highlight, as well as the Don Fry the Don Fry impersonations between the two of you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Yes.
could do that for days.
Christian, just wait till you see what the card games evolved into. Adam gave me free
yeah.
reign
No,
on
we
some
filled-
cards.
We got this entire deck just full.
There's some naughty stuff.
There's
What
some
did you
yeah,
send
there's
me?
some stuff in there. I remember some of the things you wrote.
Oh my
I
God.
actually got to mention the other one just the other day because we were watching Godzilla versus Kong. So
No.
if you remember what that card is,
Well,
No.
here's our first black card. Oh, to be fair, there is a lot of Don Fry in here, but
Okay.
Listen, kid, there are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is
all right. How many white cards should we draw?
3 maybe.
3.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3. Okay, we'll have
Fine.
anyone who's still watching. We'll have you vote. We'll do the best.
Adam.
Okay, 2 things you don't know about the Earth. One is me. The other is accidentally picking up G-cell spores and exposing them to black hole radiation.
That's how you get a space lizard.
A classic problem I frequently run into. One is me, and the other is singing the Mothra song.
Oh yes!
Or one is me, the other is Katagiri.
Oh my God!
Oh, good choices.
Yes.
That's a good representation
Yes.
of.
I like.
Oh no,
that
because those are all like film references. We need more stuff. Let me pick 2 more
3
cards.
OGs.
See if we can get some a giant pile of fish Times Square,
Another film.
or arguing about Zilla's official name.
Mhm.
Hey,
See, we got some
298.
fandom stuff in there.
Or we could get another one that says, "Listen, kid, there are 2 things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and then the other is get to the chopper."
Chopper. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I still have some blank cards.
Oh, that's nice. Get to the chopper.
Was that Predator?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Predator.
that's Arnold.
Yeah, the chopper.
Should that be a white card or should that be a black card? Because that would be perfect.
Oh.
The other is blank would be a good grammar, but then then you could do a white card that's just getting the chopper because everyone's gonna know
that is the black card.
Oh, that's what I
get-
thought.
Yeah,
That's what I
like
thought.
getting to the chopper.
Getting to the chopper. Oh, another black card that you can do is if it bleeds, we can blank.
Ooh.
If it bleeds,
That is true.
we can kill it.
Predators.
Oh, that's a very pretty orange boy.
Yep. Orange Starburst, I believe. That's the
Oh,
official name, and then it's glow in the dark as well.
oh, that's nice. Okay,
We
so
have
since
developed-
you said
Getting
So
to the
then-
chopper.
getting to the chopper, so since you said it's a starburst, does it mean that it's a juicy contradiction?
It is. I could eat this right now, and it probably wouldn't taste good, but I'd be confused. Um,
The most expensive meal you've ever had.
but
Well, boys,
oh
I
shoot,
could probably
I'm
get
getting-
going as well.
Yeah, I have to go as well.
I could stay on for 7 more hours and talk about Godzilla stuff indefinitely,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we have to go. I have to go to. I have to eat because it's like 9 o'clock here, and I haven't eaten anything. I haven't eaten anything until since 12 o'clock at midday. So
Oh, really? Shoot.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's okay. It's just that I've been spending the rest of my vacation trying to sleep since I begin work on Monday. So it's like enjoying the last few
And see, we
hours.
didn't even talk about the other things to see and do in and around Chicago.
Yes, like going to see dead lizards.
Yes, the
So
Field
what I'm
Museum,
hearing is
Giordano's.
Yeah.
So next time,
a
Yes.
third stream,
Yes, third stream's the charm.
or just something we can talk about getting closer to G-Fest next year.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
a pre-G-Fest, like, hey, for those thinking about going to G-Fest, here's some other things to consider.
Yes.
Are you trying to convince your parents to bring you to G-Fest, but they want other things to do while you sit there and nerd out?
Do they love deep dish pizza?
Do they love deep
Do
dish
they want to
pizza
see
and
the
getting drunk?
bean? What isn't that what it's called? The bean?
Yeah, the bean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the official name?
Yeah, that's the official name. And you want to
Yeah.
know something? That's from our Puerto Rican community. So, yeah.
Do they want to see themselves reflected weirdly and warped in a shiny mirror ball?
Do your parents like getting you drunk and leaving you unsupervised in a big city, notorious for murder?
Do your parents?
Rosemont. Let's just
Yes,
outside of
Rosemont.
Chicago.
Last year there was a shooting 2 blocks away from us while we were at G-Fest. That means
Whoa.
nothing to me.
That's far enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same when you come here to Puerto Rico in Bayamón. It's basically we call it the calentón, like the hot spot. It's like when you say you're from Bayamón, people don't mess with you.
They're like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. So basically,
that
do you
note-
guys love watching dead lizards?
Field Museum.
We
Well,
got
I'm
all
gonna
of
be
this
back
in there.
Monday.
Yes.
Monday. Yep.
We
Monday.
both will be back on Monday to our work.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be back Monday to work.
I'll be back.
Early
Well, guys,
stream Monday, everyone, for the 6 people still here. Well, 5, I should say, because we know one is certain Adam. But
If you
there
have
will
not
be-
yet subscribed to Kaijime Addict and you're watching,
so.
please do so. Awesome content. I watch him for all my Bandai Movie Monster series stuff.
Yes.
I know he's moving more into the bigger, better, more expensive, more highly detailed and painted worlds, but great content.
Yes.
Great time. I try.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
You
this beautiful boy.
succeed, sir.
And
We're
if
almost-
you believe in good drinks and a wild party, subscribe to First Day Toys.
Yeah, make
Hey.
sure to subscribe to Adam. His channel link is in every single one of my descriptions since sometime this year. I don't remember when. I put it in there, and now it's just my copy and paste because obviously go support the boy.
Yeah.
Drink a completely for at least our community, well, even just overall, a new take on reviews, adding drinks to them. He puts a lot of work into his reviews, into his drinks. He puts a lot of time, and it shows in his reviews. I love watching them and just being like, how does he make this drink? Or how does it look at the beginning and look at the end? It is a journey, and then just seeing the ideas he has with figures. It's very professional.
Yes.
It's just always fun. And then
And not
they're
only
also-
that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
they're also short, which, well, most of the time they're under 10 minutes, which is great for a lot of people's schedules. For me, I sit on YouTube all the time, so like times don't really matter. But I know for a lot of people, you know, if you're on break at work and you're like, okay, I have like 15 minutes to do something, you can watch 1 or 2 reviews.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm picturing. I'm like, what can I do on my lunch break? What can I watch?
Yeah.
Yep. And then you get drink ideas for when you get home to drown out those
Exactly.
work sorrows.
And
Or
remember to please
increase-
drink responsibly.
Yes,
and remember
please,
to drink
always.
responsibly. Always.
Drink responsibly.
And legally. Don't
Yes.
drink illegally.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, I'll be doing later on a YouTube page called Goji Rican Studios, emphasis on the Rican because I'm Puerto Rican. And I'm planning on doing as well an Instagram page and a Facebook page. You can also add me and chat with me on the Collecto Monsters group. And guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. May this
Honor.
be the first of many more to come. And as always, Collecto Monsters.
Yeah.
Collecto
Monsters, everybody.
Collecto Monsters.
So,
see you guys.
like Richard, as we always say here, I'll do my outro. Adam, you can stay, or if you need to go right ahead. As I always say at the end of these videos, peace, rock on, stay safe. As Christian said, as Adam said, as I said, remember to go to Facebook, go to Collecto Monster Collectors, join the discussion with a
couple thousand
easy, wonderful tokusatsu collectors of all different types, not just figures, not just certain figures, and join. It's literally the best starting place and normally the forever home.
Octiel said it's a beautiful community, and it really is.
Pure magic. Yep, it is. So, sayonara, everyone. Till next time. Thank you again for supporting the channel. It's always been a pleasure, and it's always been an honor to be able to help entertain y'all. Sayonara. Bye-bye.